Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and it's time for a little bit different of an overlooked but awesome card, because this time it's not a card. That's right, it's not actually a card, it's a lifestyle. You know, if you erase the letter D from that statement, you basically have a really douchey car commercial. Now this is more of a card design philosophy. I can't really call it a mechanic because it isn't, but this is just, I don't know. I'll say overlooked because most people, believe it or not, have not heard of these cards. Well, certainly one of them, but even the other two. Despite being reprinted really recently, a lot of people are like, oh, what's that? I've never heard of that. And then it's definitely awesome in that I hate the cards and everything about them. But Desolator, that doesn't make any sense. Well, geez, be a little patient. I'll tell you why it's awesome. Well, first I have to actually show you them, though. First, we've got Boyle. Yes, that's what that card says. It's a 4-cost instant red spell that says destroy all islands. Not lands, islands. That includes dual lands that, like some idiots on Tumblr, identify as islands. So basically, if your opponent is playing blue, this card completely screws them over and they can't win the game, and if they're playing anything else, this card does absolutely not one damn thing. Now let's look at the second one, Choke. Hey look, they were both selected as masterpieces for Hour of Devastation. I am so glad I didn't pull one because I would be forced to light it on fire. I hate these cards, they're so unfair, they're so garbage. I cannot stand that these were even a thing. And apparently a lot of people agree with me on this. They can't stand that they haven't been banned from Modern yet. So this one, Choke, is an enchantment. It costs 1 mana less. And, well, it's not just a one and done spell, it keeps going. Islands don't untap during their controller's untap steps, which honestly is a little bit worse than blowing up all islands in play because this affects any that come in later. It would be funny if this was a blue spell, but no, it's green. 3-cost enchantment, very reasonable. You get this out, the game's over, the end. But only if your opponent's playing blue. If they're playing any other color, this card does literally nothing. Absolutely not one damn thing. Oh wait, it gives you 1 green devotion. Woohoo. I mean, it's less useful than like Hedron alignment. At least that thing scries for 1 or whatever when you pay mana. Now the third card is a little bit more obscure because this was only legal in Revised, 4th edition, and Arabian Nights. Thankfully it's not legal in Modern, but honestly at this point do we even need it? I'm of course talking about Magnetic Mountain. Now this is double red and 1 generic, so 3-cost enchantment, kind of similar to the others a little bit. Blue creatures do not untap during their controller's untap phase. During his or her upkeep, a player may pay an additional 4 generic to untap a blue creature he or she controls. The actual updated Oracle text is, blue creatures don't untap during the controller's untap steps. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may choose any number of tapped blue creatures he or she controls and pay 4 generic for each creature chosen this way, if the player does untap those creatures. So that's like the lawyer speak version of it. Honestly, these older cards, you got what they did. There might have been some wiggle room if you want to be a dick, but it was pretty damn obvious how these cards worked. So considering that the average blue creature completely sucks and is not going to win you the game because it's not going to be like a 4/4 for 3 with trample. This is blue, this is not green. Yeah, that 4 mana is not mana well spent. So in other words, they play this on turn 3, you lost the game. I mean, maybe if you have like a colorless creature, obviously mixed color creatures don't work because they're still considered blue. If you have something else to win the game, you could still, from a purely technical standpoint, win the game, but your odds of winning just went down by about 95% probably. So this is game ending if you're running blue. Hey, that sounds familiar. So all 3 of these are just disastrous if you're running a blue deck, and they do nothing, absolutely nothing, if your opponent is running anything other than blue. Now obviously there are some exceptions. They could be running like 5 color, or they might have a blue free casted permanent, or whatever, but in general it's just blue, screw you. So why are these overlooked but awesome? Well, because blue was such a good, powerful, useful color, one of the absolute best in the game, perpetually very popular, the easiest color to play mono in, although maybe it might be tied with white. Apparently the designers of the game, or R&D, or card development, or whatever the heck they call themselves, they were so utterly convinced that blue had to be stopped. Just the color blue was out of control. It's too powerful, that just blue in general needs to be stopped. That really speaks volumes as to why blue is one of my absolute favorite colors to play in Magic. In fact, blue-white is my favorite combination because white makes up for the fact that blue's creatures are garbage. And that, of course, is the only thing overlooked but awesome about these cards. Nothing else is really particularly awesome about them. I hate them. They never should have been printed, and they all should be banned. But the fact that they represent the fact that blue is pretty much the best color in Magic, well, there you go. That's why they're very, very, very significant and unique. I don't know every card ever printed, but I heard there's like Forest Fire or something on that type of naming that destroys all forests in play, and I think some of these might have had counterparts in every single color, but I don't think Magnetic Mountain had any kind of equivalent one for any other color. Now, thankfully, we are never going to see anything like this again, according to Wizards R&D. They said they're getting rid of, sideboard bomb, I win, just like Blood Moon cards. I think that's what they themselves referred to them as. They said, it's just, I got it out, I win, oh, I put it in for my sideboard, but I didn't pull it, I lose. Just binary conditions. It's just stupid. If I wanted to play rock, paper, scissors or flip a coin, I would do it. I mean, if you think about it, it is completely stupid. An exactly perfectly equivalent card would be if your opponent's first name starts with R, S, or T, you win the game. That is the identical card because it just comes down to, by sheer luck, who did you sit down across from? Or who did the computer pair you up against randomly? That determines whether or not you win or lose with this card or make any use out of it. I mean, nobody would mainboard this, but if you were to sideboard it in, then it's like, oh, I did pull it or I didn't pull it. Oh, that determines who won. So then we're back to binary conditions. In either case, they said we are never going to print something again that's just, oh, by random chance, does this help against my opponent's deck? Okay, cool, I'll put it in. And then it's just absolutely dominating overpowered. The example they gave was protection from colors, where you choose the color, or, well, specifically the pre-chosen colors, like pro-black, pro-red. Cool. Is it relevant? Is it not? I don't know. What's my opponent playing? They just don't like that. They don't like the whole random chance, oh, shut down or do nothing. It's just dumb. They'd rather have, like a kill spell that destroys creatures, or are they running some creatures or no creatures? Or are they running a lot of creatures? Okay, there's a variance there. It's not just yes, no, there's a gray area. That makes the game more complex, more fun, and so luckily we won't see anything like this ever again, really. Unfortunately, Choke and Boyle are both completely legal in Modern. They shouldn't be. If you look at some of the comments on The Gatherer, let me sum them all up. Why the hell is this card still legal? I hate it. This is a load of crap. What the hell is wrong with Wizards? Why don't they ban it already? That's pretty much the sentiment of most people. So hopefully you never have to play against these disgusting cards ever again, but if your friends are complete douchebags, you will probably see them, unfortunately. So wish I had better news for you, but well, at least you know that blue is the best color and Wizards all but admitted it. So that's why I wanted to share these with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.